So I'm Rebecca Sanders. Originally, I'm from Swansea in South Wales. I currently live in Oxford in the UK. So I have familial partial lipodystrophy type 2 Dunnigan variety. I was quite fortunate in that I was diagnosed quite quickly. I first had symptoms when I was 17. I had disruption in my menstrual cycle, and I went to my GP and got referred to an endocrinologist. I was fortunate that my endocrinologist had actually heard of lipodystrophy and suspected that I might have that, and so referred me to the experts in Cambridge Addenbrooke's Hospital. That's quite unusual. Most patients wait years to get a correct diagnosis, particularly in partial lipodystrophy, and have several misdiagnoses along the way. So I was very fortunate, and as a result, family members got tested quite early on. As a child, I was always hungry, but it really kind of took hold at adolescence, and that was really the defining feature for many years. Living with that kind of hunger, it's very difficult to describe. Obviously, being in a developed country, we don't really experience hunger in the way that developing countries do. But as lipodystrophy patients, you can describe it as kind of starvation level hunger. That's what it feels like. So no matter how much you eat, you just feel ravenous all the time. You're always looking for your next meal, almost like an addict, a food addict. Your next fix, when you're going to get your next meal, it's constantly on your mind. It becomes a bit of an obsession because you're worried about when you're going to find food again, because you're just hungry all the time. But in addition to that, there's the body image, body confidence issues. So growing up, being a teenager, undergoing puberty is difficult enough for everybody that, when you get there and go through it. But to go through it when you have a condition that makes you look physically different, particularly as a female, that is really difficult and can be very painful. The biggest impact on my life with lipodystrophy would be the body image and body confidence issues that come often and sadly come with a condition that does change your outward appearance. And I do still struggle with that, although I think what's really important, both within this lipodystrophy community and actually across society generally, is that we need to have less of an emphasis on the way that people look as a marker for how people are and how we value people. Actually, we need to value ourselves for who we are, and to be happy in our own skin. And if you can do that, and it's not easy to do, but if you can do that, I think that makes your whole outlook on life so much more positive. Lipodystrophy is part of who I am, but it doesn't define who I am. It defines part of that, but not everything. And I think it's really important for people to recognise that it's only part of their story, and they can still be who they are, who they want to be, and achieve the things that they want to achieve. The same as everybody. Everybody has hopes and dreams and things that they want to do with their lives. It's difficult, yes, but everybody has something to deal with, and it's about how you deal with it that defines you rather than what it is. Lipodystrophy is part of who you are. Don't be ashamed of that. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Embrace it. But it's also not all of who you are. Don't allow it to stop you doing the things that you want to do and to be the person that you want to be. Fight for yourself. Educate yourself so that, most of the advice in terms of management of this condition is related to diet and exercise. That's all within your control. You fight for what's right for you, work out what works for you, and the rest will come along with it.